Coming at you with some more Dwarf Fortress. Going to be continuing where we last left off. Let me go ahead and make sure I have everything actually properly set up there. Where's my chat at? There we go. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, let's do this. So, let me go ahead and resume. I believe my pumps are actually pumping now so that my main cistern chamber here, which it did actually empty itself because the power plant ran out of juice, will get filled up once again. The heck was that? Oh, there's a giant hamster running around right now, possibly causing issues. Oh God, it has 8 children. Great, just what I need. All right, resume. So we are getting pretty close to finishing up the final floor of this fortress. I definitely do want to. Oh, and we just got a possession. I just started and we just got a possession. That's funny. Right. How are we doing here for materials? Let's take a look. Not the greatest, so we still have to produce a quite a bit of material. Obviously. We already have an insane amount of material that has already gone into the fort, but we still need quite a bit more to completely finish it off. So our miners are going to have to work overtime, as well as our builders, who will be, of course, slapping this together. Let me go ahead and build all this up. Silt stone. And done-ish, for this section at least. Alright, we're connecting over to there, yeah, because let me actually get this whole thing. Actually, what? Let me do literally the whole thing. So BNF. Okay, siltstone. Done. Let me get this section while I'm at it. No access, apparently. And actually, hold on a hot second here. Which actually was accurate anyway. So from here... So this is where the actual wall is then. Alright. I should have access to this. Oh, they suspended it for some reason. Well, whatever the case might be, let's go ahead and just resume for now. I'll let that run while I go ahead and place this stuff. There we go. Alright, because we got a lot of siltstone that we need to dig up and turn into blocks to get all this going. Became a cook. They're currently fighting the Bronze Colossus, which is good. He took over the clother's shop. Oh God, I hope he can actually complete his. I hope he can actually complete his artifact then, because I don't have a lot of clothing stuff. Which is actually ironic too, because we literally just set up proper clothing designations last time. Anyway, let me actually go into here as well and add additional wheelbarrows. Okay, so hopefully they will actually go and grab and use all those wheelbarrows. Last defense bridge. What are you linked to? You're not even actually linked to that bridge, I think, which is kind of hilarious, considering that's what you're called. But hey, whatever. We got a lot of siltstone and bauxite here, so let's go ahead and get them digging that up as well. Hopefully they won't dig up a lot of that gypsum that's also there. And we, of course, already have them digging up other large sections of this as well, which I will continue to have them do. Make sure this is all siltstone and not gypsum, which some of that is, because I really do not care for the gypsum. And we will let them keep going. Cooked a masterpiece, good job. Let's take a look at you and see if you're doing alright. Apparently he is, because he is actually running off to grab stuff, so clearly we do have enough materials that he is going to make whatever he is going to make. So hopefully he does a good job of that. Oh, we just finished all of our statues again. Nice. Here he comes. Or here she comes, I guess. Possessed by unknown forces. And the interesting thing is that with that as well is that whatever creature is possessing her is the one that gets the legendary skill bonus from it. So I kind of wonder. It'd be interesting if there was a way to find out what is possessing her. Hmm. All right, let's go ahead and remove these. We'll leave the upper ones for now, because that's where the most of the resources want to actually be. But let's go ahead and build ourselves some additional statues here, so we can just completely finish off this floor. There we go. I think that's all the spots I was missing. Double check and make sure that every single room in here has been designated. It has. Good. Beautiful. We're still obviously working on a lot of the stuff in here. Actually, I don't know why these haven't been done yet. Let me fix that issue. Let me just try designating the whole thing. 6 have been created. A lot are rejected because they're already in use. Oh, I hope that didn't actually change this to a bedroom, though. Okay, good. No, it's a dormitory still, so it didn't actually actively change that. Oh, she's still finding what she needs because she's roaming around somewhere, grabbing whatever items it is that she requires, so we should be good for that. I also, once again, tweaked a lot of my audio settings, so I hope it makes any kind of actual difference, because clearly the mixer that I have is just not to be trusted. I really am going to have to get something that is much better in its functionality at some point or another. How are we doing with the Colossus fighting here? Do you guys have any ammo? Not much, no. Alright, you guys can go relax. I'm actually going to forbid the door here temporarily, just so that nobody opens the door and kind of freaks out and drops stuff, which would then lock the door open. So there we go. That's a good way of keeping them from constantly interrupting like they have been doing. However, let me double check my work orders here, because I do have a work order to make a lot of bolts. Yeah, bone bolts. Okay, it's just that it's taking its sweet time with it. You know what, let me actually go ahead and create... Whoops. Let's create another... Hey, Rodney, welcome. We're going to actually extend this workshop into here, I think, because I still have... Yeah, we'll extend it into there. That should be okay. And I'll actually maybe open up the wall here as well at some point, but for now I'll leave it open, or leave it as is. Let's go crafts. Here we go, crafts. Probably going to make it out of wood. Don't really care too much, but hey. So we'll make 4 more craft shops. That should spread that a little bit. Alright, you as well, mate. Have a fantastic day. Obviously we've got all the marble statues scattered all around here. I should probably check up on this. Okay, progress on that's looking pretty good. I'm actually going to lock this down for now. I'm not going to... oh, wow, we've already completely drained that, actually. Okay, let's pull the main stack, shut off. Let's pull the lower stack. So we can kind of add more water to the main chamber there. How are we doing though? Oh good, we are maxed out here. You can stop that. Actually, what? Keep pumping for now, because we're gonna be draining some up into here anyway. Go, pumping her into the room. Bringing all the levels back up slightly. I'm kind of surprised that every time that the water does kind of fall down and gather in this room, it doesn't overflow. Which is weird, because it should overflow. Because if we already have all 7s in here and more water is falling in, then it should be, you know, kind of flowing up into the caves themselves. But it doesn't seem to ever actually do so, which I find funny. Okay, that should be good enough for the lower stack if somebody wants to pull that again quickly. And I'll let him kind of get this all sevens again as much as humanly possible. We got a lot of flowing water right now, though, which is going to cause lag issues. Huh. I was about to say, do you got everything you need now? She has begun her mysterious construction, so yes, she finally had everything she needed. We need refined coal to do the wheelbarrow? Really? Huh. I'm like, where were you trying to forge that? I guess we need more bituminous coal, which we have. I'll set that up there as a primary thing to do. Let me also go into the jobs here. And I'll create a new one just for smelting. So furnace operating, that's it. So that is the only reason why this job exists. And let me actually go ahead and just give it to a bunch of people here. So hopefully they'll come down here and they'll start actually grabbing a lot of that ore and smelting it. Is the hope and dream. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But regardless, let's head back up top here. As she should be creating her... Well, it'll ping me and drag me over there anyway when she's done. Let's see, how are we doing here? Okay, the water levels are good. Water levels should be nice and steady-ish up here. Well, ish. Very much so on the ish. That's for sure. Yes, 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 I know. Make that refined coal, please. Thank you. Let's go ahead and floor this in right here. And the rest we're going to have to just floor in as we eventually get some. Oh, no access to that. Of course, why would there be? Duh. Siltstone blocks, and we're just going to eventually connect up with the other location here as well, and then we can kind of work our way inward from there, and kind of get things filled in completely, is the hope and dream. We'll see how it goes. And then, of course, the final step will be to kind of floor in the roof, and then we're done. And this fortress is basically complete at that point. So, let's go ahead and build some bauxite floors. So we want to make sure that we get this all, there we go. We want to get this all floored in so that we're not allowing any dragons or something to swoop in and decimate the fortress by going through the ceiling. As that would be most unfortunate. And we also need it, for obviously, for placing any beds or other such furniture that require being inside. Damn. This is a hell of a fortress, I have to say. It has been a lot of work getting things to kind of where they are now. I like how I'm kind of flooring in all the corridors when there's other things I should be flooring in right now. Kind of like this. How much is that going to take? That's going to take 64 blocks. Oof. Big oof. War dog is fighting. Giant hamster is fighting. And actually, you know what? Let's unsuspend that. I suppose I could have had this go... Hmm. Hmm. How do I want to do this? Because I might be able to shift this all to the left a bit to make it more... Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to leave it alone. At this point, I already messed it up initially. I'm not going to keep adjusting this and trying to fix it and make it look even more awkward. Fortress got murdered because of sudden undead hosts walking onto the map since I never built me walls. Yes. Especially when you have the chance of undead showing up, you need to immediately get underground, cover your head, and, hope for the best. Because the undead do not mess around. Ever. Alright, that's good there. Ah, yes, the Weaver has created a cave spider silk shirt. Offers it to the Tomb of Gladness. Okay. Let's take a look at this. So the highest quality, as always, it is encrusted with oval shale cabochons, decorated with cave spider silk and pig bone, and encircled with bands of guava wood and dog bone. Made from cave spider silk cloth, it menaces with spikes of capybara leather, sterling silver, and white chalcedony. Interesting. Next to a volcano, no undead nearby. Got a message. The dead walk again. Hide and hope they don't find you. Oh. So you can just randomly have the undead show up at your fortress. Interesting. Even if you're nowhere near somewhere where they would usually kind of, be. Interesting indeed. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Alright, let me go ahead and create another. I'm just going to say for the roof of this fortress, I don't care what it's made out of. So let's just go. Just 2,000 rock blocks in general. Doesn't have to be siltstone, doesn't have to be bauxite. I don't really care what they're made of. It could be jet. I just need blocks so I can floor in the roof and call it a day. What's good against undead? Blunt. You want blunt weapons. If you can, a silver mace or silver warhammer would be really useful. Obviously, if you only have iron or such, that also works. But you never want to use any light materials like... Oh, God. Hey, thank you for the follow there, actual Stevie. Welcome to the shenanigans, good sir. Yes, you're drowning in silver. There you go. So make some silver warhammers. You want all the silver warhammers. You don't necessarily want silver armor, but you definitely want silver warhammers, as that is the one of the better weapons to crush the undead with. Good. Looks like they're making some more wheelbarrows. I still have freaking giant hamsters running around being a menace. Traps, cage. Let's get a couple more cage traps set up there so that they can hopefully stop running around the place and being an absolute menace. Need to go one save back, see if I can still save the fortress. You probably can, as long as you can, like even just walling in the immediate area and kind of bricking yourself in, you could probably, manage to survive, I would say. Or even just like flooring in this, or flooring in the stairs or something, or walling in the stairway that leads into your fortress. So you can pretty much in a relatively short amount of time like lock yourself away so that they're not going to be able to really breach into you. Is the hope and dream. No guarantees though. How do I set up traps that do not trigger for caravans? They shouldn't trigger at all for caravans. Traps usually only trigger for hostiles. I've never really had the caravans set off any of my traps, cage traps. So, if you mean traps in general, like right now I use cage traps, obviously, which, they're relatively effective in taming or dealing with the local wildlife. They shouldn't bother the caravanners with just this type here, being the cage trap. Oh, you could literally just cage the undead. I mean, you could, honestly, caging the undead is a really good idea because then you can do, like, basically what I do. with this iron colossus or bronze colossus that I have, which is basically turn it into a shooting range. So, but the difference is with the undead, you can actually, like, I removed the bridge because I didn't want to risk this guy's building destroying, basically destroying the, totaling the bridge, and then rushing throughout the fortress. Honestly, again, I was super lucky to catch this guy. Like, we should not have been able to catch him so easily, but because a wave pushed him into a trap, we caught him. So, once I got him in here in this cage, I just walled off the area, and now he is a permanent shooting target to raise our marksmen up with. You can do the same thing with the undead. You can have them trapped in a little room like this with a fortification on one end. Because it's undead and doesn't have building destroying, you could leave the bridge intact and add a couple of cage traps down the corridor, so that if you ever want to just, recapture it, you can lower the bridge, let it run out the corridor, get caught again, and then replace it back in the area. So yeah, good times. The undead makes some pretty good shooting targets. The only downside being that is once you switch to like iron or other like bolts, they will probably die. But bone and wood will just kind of, keep them alive for a while. Yep, you can release the cage with a lever. You just got to go to the lever, link lever, click on the cage, and you're pretty much done. Likewise, if you want other traps, you could link, say, spike traps or blade traps to a lever and have them constantly just flick it back and forth. And that will constantly extend the blades or spikes and retract them. So that's another quick little trap design you can go with. Alright, how are we doing here? Are you still causing a nuisance? Hopefully not. You know what, let me actually get rid of all this stuff here. There's way too many bones again. Let's get rid of all this. We do not need all of that. And actually, let me go up here too, because there should be... Let me dump one pile of that. Because you have all this fish here, they're not even really cooking with it either. These monsters. There we go. We need more meals, damn it. Needs one plant cloth. Can't make a cloth bag. What can you do? I could probably establish that and get it producing more of those actual cloth, but meh. I mean, they should already be taking my plump helmet and turning it into a usable cloth anyway. But I guess maybe I don't have enough farm hands doing that. Let's see here. Spin thread. Yeah, basically spin thread. If I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I digress. Let's see how many blocks they've managed to build now. And, of course, I forgot to remove the use closest material designation. We got 100 of each. So we got a little bit to work with. A little bit to work with. Now, let me get this big chamber kind of dealt with immediately here. There we go. That should keep them busy. Now, let me also see, how much is this going to cost? That's going to cost 70. I'll have to wait a while for that. It's probably not going to... I'll have to remove large sections of it anyway. And, of course, flooring in the actual throne room is going to take a lot of blocks. You could say an extreme amount of blocks. Okay, let's go ahead and start flooring in this guy. All the way we go. We'll use siltstone for that. That's about as far as we're going to get to in one go here. And likewise, once this kind of gets down here, we can start extending the rest of that too. Siltstone. Why are these still suspended? Please stop suspending that. Thank you very much. And then finally, we can actually get the walls here done. And we're golden. Let's also work on getting all this kind of floored in here. Actually, let me go ahead and do it like this, too. So we'll remove that. And there we go. That's going to extend out to here. And like so. And I'll suspend this one myself so that they can actually get there and complete it without any major issues, is the hope and dream. Again, we'll get rid of the parts that I don't want that to actually build. There we go. Excellent, excellent. All right, good. So that's one more room done. One more room out of many. You're using pups to make my military swole? Nice, yes. That is definitely the best, one of the best methods to get them nice and pumped up to fight their enemies. And I actually did just upload a quick little tips and tricks video as well, where I included that as one of them. And boom. Resume. That's another good section of this basically done. So now the big thing is going to be once we get the outer border done, then we can start kind of getting all of this intersection designated off into additional, what's it called? Additional temples / guild halls. I'll start at the top and kind of work my way down. All right. It's nice to see though. We are getting getting there in a lot of ways. How's this looking? Oh yeah, no, they've definitely mined out quite a bit like I wanted them to. Oh, looks like we can't get this stone there, unfortunately, due to the aquifer. Boo to the aquifer. Oh, looks like we can't go up there as well. Damn. Well, guess we're going down to here then. We do have what appears to be a lot of siltstone down here as well. So let's see if I can have them kind of start digging this out in mass as well. Excellent. We'll see how that goes. Right, how's my atom smasher here coming along? They've managed to haul a few things there, but not nothing overly been done yet. At least we're at about 30 FPS still, so we're doing okay. We're not doing like super great, but you know we're doing okay. I can stop pumping this one now. That one's good to go. Yeah, what are we up to now for our actual like block count? Let's take a look. And I kind of assume that whatever it says for its total block count is what we, 100% what the fortress is. Oh, so we've breached the 18,000 mark. So we're at 18,810 blocks right now, with 319 currently available to be placed. So, and again, that's also... Let's go up top here. Let's start building this section here. Okay, bauxite. The thing that's annoying here is it includes the bars in there, along with the blocks, and it's like, no, I don't want you to do that. And it's weird that it tells me that there's 300 300 blocks available for it to use, and I'm like, it doesn't look like I have 300 blocks to build with right now, but okay, if you say so. Maybe that's 300 that's also currently being built. That could be the case. There we go. Bauxite. Beautiful. And we'll go ahead and finish up that one right there. We're getting close here. We are getting close to getting this all patched up, so that's good. Huh. It's another random wall that got suspended for some reason. This is all looking pretty good. I still do have to finish this guy up right here, but... Actually, why did I even have that there? I don't really need that there. I don't think... Oh, no, we need to get the edge finished. Okay. Yeah, never mind. So we'll remove that, and we can kind of finish off the rest here slowly. Ever so slowly. So what is it? And then the final will be the actual wall here at the end. Okay, so that's just... This is the extent of what the floor will be. I just have to go one more step for the actual wall itself. Okay, good. Excellent. Let's finish up with the last few gaps around here. And this monstrosity will be that much closer to completion. Apparently I'm trying to make this with navies, apparently. Oops. Nope, don't have enough to complete that. Guess we're going to have to be patient. Oh, sigh, patience. Cursed patience. Anyway. Oh, what else we got going on down here? We need flux stones, flux stones, flux stones. Apparently we do not have enough flux stones. Pardon me then while I start mining out a bunch of flux stone. There we go. Yeah, we'll get all this right here. Oops, not that one. Let us not breach into there. Got a lot of other materials mixing around the area too, so I don't necessarily want to grab those. That being the case... There we go, we'll go down here. A lot of granite there now. Let's start at this level right here. Again, just start mass clearing out some more flux stone. Good. Hopefully we don't mix too many other materials in there. We'll see how that goes. Excellent. Oops, that should be good enough. Resume. I've already designated more than enough of that for them to dig up. Now we'll see if they actually get around to it. Oh yeah, there was also this section down here. I completely forgot about that section. So what were these put up to? So these were level 2. So every other designation I've made here should be a level 2 Yep. Okay. So they should hopefully focus on the flux stone first, but we'll see. We will see. Ah, yes, all of my poor animals. You know what? At this point, I think what I'm going to do is this. Let me go into my... In order to reduce the lag in the area, I think it's about time to once more have a major culling of sorts. There we go. I'll keep the buzzard for now. Get rid of a couple of those. You know what? I'll allow them to adopt one of these. Okay. Get rid of the goats, the goose. The hens we'll keep for now. Get rid of the horses. Just get rid of all the horses, all of the... Yep, just nope, 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 nope. Goodbye, animals. Thank you very much for all of the many contributions you have made. The llama I can keep for now. The mule, no. Natty goat, sure. Camels, of course. Gotta keep the camels that I have worked relatively hard to acquire. Yep, let's get rid of all these. Okay. That should be good enough. So, hopefully, soon enough we will see a mass removal of all animals that I have so that we can hopefully increase the FPS slightly. Ever so slightly. For the amount of difference that'll make. But hey. Things are looking good up here. Let's build that there temporarily. See if I can get these resumed. Excellent. Get that floored in. Alright, how are we doing down here? They're still working on it, but incredibly slowly, unfortunately. Go ahead and eliminate these ones. Perfect. Alright. So basically this entire side is essentially done with the exception of obviously roofing it in. Which, let's see, what do I have for other... Oh, I see, yes, of course. I need it to be accessible. What do I have for other materials so far? Honestly, nothing. We got siltstone, and then a couple diorite, but overall, not much. Nope, not much at all. Okay, let's go see how they're doing down in the lovely fluxstone mines, per se. There's the first of many to the butcher's block for the massive feast that will lead to here shortly. Which is the hope. Oh, great! Now we just had him give birth to more bunnies. Just what we needed. More animals to create movement requests in the system, thereby creating additional lag. Well, at least we're not up to cat explosion levels yet, but we're getting there. Hmm. Yeah, let's get bituminous coal on there as well. And we'll see how that goes. Because it looks like they've actually managed to get them, like, the majority of the ores dumped down there now at this point. There's not really much left for them to dump, which is good. I mean, there is still this stuff right here, too, that needs to actually be rehauled again. Not sure why they haven't, but still. Anyway. Oh, great. More of them are growing up. We need a sand-bearing item. So we don't have any sand right now, basically, is what it's saying. Probably because we don't have enough bags to fill with sand. Because they're using them for other things. Potentially all of the ridiculous amount of seeds and everything else that I have going on right now. What do I even have for seeds at this point? I mean, dear lord. Oh, wow. The game is not liking me opening up the stock list anymore. So we got 108 pigtail, 60 dimple cup, 81 plump helmet, 250 cade wheat. Oh, I see. Sweet pod. We have a lot of sweet pod. We got a couple other. You know what? We should probably try and get a above ground plot going at this rate. But plump helmet's also kind of going downhill again here. So let me go ahead and make sure that I have cooking disabled, which it wasn't, just so that they can actually brew that properly. Oh, what the heck? Okay. I'm assuming you're a butcher? I don't know what else to say. Okay, farming, farm plot. Okay, we'll see if they come and build those or not. And then we can get a couple of things like raspberries and such growing just for the hell of it, because why not? Maybe we can make some raspberry wine or something. That would be interesting. Anyway, at least we're getting close to finishing this guy here, and then we can try some other interesting forts. And of course add a couple of mods on there to make things even more interesting per se. Oh my yawn, what the hell? Okay, let's get one tile for you. I think that was it. Yep. It begins. Looks like they're constructing that one. Very nice. Let's see. How would this look here? So what do we have to... Let's see what we actually have to work with here. So that's the actual length of things. And then finally the walls. So in floor space wise, we're talking about... Actually, let me go ahead and do that over here. Okay. This should be right-ish down the middle. There we go. Alright. So we're going to start, this is going to be our central corridor for this, and it looks like they're, like, the leftmost one is going to be... Let me see here, what do I got? That's going to be a wall anyway. Well, let's just go from this. Actually, I can do it this way, too. So I should probably even put that over, yeah, it won't let me. Okay. So no, this should get shoved over by one. So at the very least, we're kind of keeping the corridor going down this way. It probably still won't be balanced. Or balanced, like, even, but at least we'll, you know, maintain something resembling it. And we'll see how that goes. But either way, we still have to work on the exterior, so let's just get that done first. So, resume, let them get to work. How are we doing up here? They've already floored all this in. That's good. Huh. Still really low on bauxite, unfortunately. Perfect. Resume. Suspended, because of course it got suspended somehow. Why wouldn't it? And I can see my dwarves still haven't bothered to come up here, but that's mostly because they're probably distracted mining flexstone right now, and which is why, yeah, they're not up there removing that one tile, so that I can wall in that last section there. But whatever. How are things looking here? So they actually dug out this tunnel through, it's actually rock salt, and they have started working on all of this. What do we have down below here? Oh yeah, it's granite, that's why. Okay. So yeah, they've started, you know what, I'm actually going to cut off sections of this here, because I don't want them mining all of this right now. Just that little section should be enough, and then they can go back to doing what they were doing previously. Huh. Weird. Yeah, plaster powder we definitely need. Oh, actually, we have a lot of plaster powder, too. Do we not have any in the actual hospital itself? Though, I wonder, let me double check. So we got a lot of crutches and splints, that's good. We've got a lot of thread and cloth, which is very good, we need that. But I don't know about the rest, unfortunately. Ah, I see, that's why. Or that might be why. It's because I don't have any chests in here. That's why they're having... Oh my god, that feels silly then. For not reading that this whole time. Just use the closest material, I don't care. Just build chests, please. So that might be what's been holding back the hospital a little bit. Is the fact that they just haven't placed any chests. Let me actually raise that up slightly there. We'll see what happens when the music kicks in. I hope that it's not going to completely drown me out again, but we'll see. Actually, do I have an option for that? Let me double check here. Yeah, let's move music down. Ambience can stay up. Sound effects, and that should be good. That way, the music is less likely to just destroy our ears, And the sound effects can still be played to their lovely maximum value. Zoom in on the tavern. It looks like it's pretty well stocked too, which is good. Oh, and they did build this thing too. The Cobalt Telesh, which essentially looks like a giant gong. Yeah, I still find it funny that we still have, like, death lice gecko goo kind of everywhere here, which is hilarious. You know what? Let me actually do that here quickly. Oh my yawn, what the hell? No, I actually don't have enough room to do that here. Crap. Although I could. What's below this? That's below this. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this? That should be good. Now do I use close material? Oh. Apparently I'm being paid with something. Specific material. Oh wow, we actually produced a lot of siltstone blocks now. Good. And then I want to make a pit/pond. Alright. Now right here, I want to remove those two sections right there. Don't know why that silver bar is there, but regardless. Hopefully they will move that out of the way. That's weird, I don't have this designated anywhere. Huh. I am somewhat confused. But yes, somebody has finally dumped a slight little bit of water here. So essentially what we're doing here, and why are you people standing on top of the building you're trying to construct? You're not going to be able to do that. I swear. So we're trying to create a small pond for them to walk through, which will not only clean them, giving them good mood bonuses, but also just, well, giving them a bath for mood bonuses, but it'll also clean off any of this, like, death lice goo and everything else that we're kind of running into here for as an issue. They dumped in another little bit right there, which is kind of funny. It's like one at a time they will get this done. Struck magnetite, become a butcher, stung by a bee. Bunch more animals have been taken care of. Couple of agitated buzzards are causing problems. Alright. Unfortunately, it might take a while with them using buckets, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I do hope they can fill it up to like at least 2 deep. Preferably 3, but we'll see what happens. Alright. So we do have 200 some blocks. Let's go all the way back up to the top here. Zoom. Things are coming along nicely-ish, I guess. Okay, let's get the wall here. We can start the extensive wall on this side as well. Likewise for this as well. One day they will actually get all this dug out here. Until then, remove that. Do we have... We have a single bauxite block. Ha! I guess we're just not mining up enough bauxite right now. They're too busy mining up all of the... Oh, wow. How did you get through there? I thought I blocked that off. Apparently I didn't. That was kind of silly of me. Get out of there. Hope they didn't breach into the actual cavern layer in any way, as that would be most unfortunate. Huh? I see this is still like somewhat barely filling up here. We still have a bunch of, yep, we do, and a lot of amphibian people just hanging out here. And we still haven't even gotten a single little bit of cave moss in here. Actually, no, we have finally got a little bit of cave moss in here. But it's like the amount of time it takes for you to actually get, like, make your own cave moss area, it doesn't even seem like it's worth it. Like, I would not have been able to supply my animals from this. So if I am going to go into the cave, I guess it's good for, well, into cave living per se. At least now it's good to know that I can't rely on it to, can't rely on it to give me that. Oh. They're actually starting to do a pretty good job here with the filling. And we can see a lot of blood that's already collecting here from them walking through this water. And let's see what they're thinking right here. Worried after being able to pray for long enough, satisfied at work, content after a bath. Relieved while crying on somebody in charge. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Nice. They're actually doing a pretty good job filling this one bucket at a time. And I'm surprised, maybe because it's designated as a pond, it's keeping it from evaporating, but, yeah, doing a pretty good job. Can I actually just stop the... Okay, so I can basically switch it off with this rather than having to completely delete the pit, basically. Oh, wow. Our FPS is definitely getting a little low there. Let's temporarily forbid this. Begin the atom smashing! Yep, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be smashed. Let's see if we gain any kind of increase whatsoever with this. Boom. Maybe a slight one. but it's very slight. Cuttlefish roast. Couple more animals were slaughtered. Oh, there's a random peacock walking through the place. Don't even worry about it, I guess. That are producing quite a few wheelbarrows. Good. Alright. How are we looking here? Also, I like how the very center of this has been suspended. I'll fill that in with the final bauxite block there. Alright, how we doing? Ever so slowly getting there. We can mine this out now and eventually, one day. Oh, they're actually doing it instantly, which means they did actually finish these. Good. Right, let's go ahead and get the wall sealed in. Are you attacking him? No, it's just a random 3-year-old camel that's running around the place right now. A lot more got slaughtered. Good. Hopefully that'll equate to at least a slight boost in FPS. We'll see what happens. Part of me doubts it a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, my stretch. Alright, let's go ahead and get this kind of section walled in here too. Siltstone, beautiful. Things are coming along quite nicely for that. It's just a matter of fact just the fact that they have to kind of individually floor in these sections that is slowing it down a little bit, which is why I kind of want to get into the middle here a little bit. Okay. So that's going to be the edge of this. So, that being said, let's get these kind of floored in here. So we're going to have the 1, 2, and 3. So let's go like this. Or in this little section here. Yeah, I figured as much. So we're not going to access that quite yet. Trying to save as much blocks as possible here. Okay. I don't want to block this one off at all, so... But that'll be 1, 2, and 3. And then finally the edge will be right here. Likewise, let's cancel these ones right here anyway, since they've canceled themselves kind of regardless. Then eventually this will kind of go off over here. Okay. And that is the first of this that is going to be completed, and then I can kind of work my way down from there, adding additional walls, kind of getting everything where it needs to be. But either way, this is going to be the central corridor of that. At least the majority of this will be a lot quicker to kind of fill in. Okay, so let them keep running with that. Damn it. Quiet, stomach. You are not important right now. There we go. Just trying to build different sections in between so that we can actually get the main outer area built faster is the hope and dream. Hoping this will have that effect, but we will actually have to wait and see whether it will or not. Silk, apparently. We're going to make this out of silk. Alright, let's resume and let them kind of get to work on that. I'll also have to make sure to kind of get this section... You know, actually, let me do that right now, too. Actually, you know what? Alright, we'll remove those. Hopefully it doesn't remove the stairs underneath it, but we'll see what happens. We're going to floor these in. We're going to add doors. We're going to seal those doors, and then we're going to build a little stairway on the other side of it to kind of go up and floor in the top. Just so the central area is kind of dealt with there and sealed off. There we go. No, it didn't get rid of that. Good. Oh wow, all of a sudden we have 60. Build, construction, stairs. Once that's built, I can kind of just floor in this and we're good to go. Hey, Purple, how you doing? Do you know Song of Strix? Or Song... Yeah, I do. I actually do have that. I've played it a while back and it wasn't bad, but it didn't really... It wasn't very challenging in a way. It was just a matter of kind of like, build this, build this, build this. Okay, now I have one of everything, and it's just a matter of how long it takes them to haul from point A to point B, and that was basically it. But that was quite a... Let me actually see when it was the last time I played that game. Song of Six, yeah. The last time I played that, when was it? Last I played was actually September 29th, apparently I launched it. So not that long ago. But that might just be that I launched it. I don't know if I actually played it. Like, really played it. Because it feels like it's been a decently long time since I have actually played it. So I might have to look into that one again. But yeah, I'll take a look at it at some point. Oh boy, what else do we have as an update here? Factorio had a recap, apparently. There's a lot of games posting polls. Oh, there's a new Cephas Protocol review. I guess a lot of studios are doing, like, end-of-the-year reviews. I'm kind of interested in seeing this one here for Cephas Protocol. Preparation for next year, getting things moving again early July. Looking to gather some data on how you're doing, shaping the community standpoint, yada yada yada. Please do not use generic terms like it's undercooked, bad, etc. Take the time to explain how the game makes you feel because of a reason, and the mechanic systems aren't fleshed out enough, etc. Yes. I need to see how the new... Because they actually just released a new version of that as well. depends how much the game wants to survive. But the difference being that the characters in Dwarf Fortress are a lot more detailed. Be it, like, let me scroll down to this random character here. Be it their feelings, whatever. Each of their teeth is simulated in this game. Every single one of their teeth is simulated. Their looks are all simulated. Their history, any treatments they've gone through. Like, there's so much depth to every single character in Dwarf Fortress that Song of Six doesn't really, there's no other game that matches the level of just detail that this game has. So, because of that detail, yes, there's no way you could have 1,000 dwarves on a map. I mean, you could try, but I highly doubt that would work. Like, even if you had just enough goods in the fortress to keep 1,000 dwarves alive, the lag would be insane. But yeah, in a sense, they are similar games of the same genre, but they are different in a lot of ways, per se. Oh yeah, we got a lot of filling to do here. Dwarf Fortress's like biggest plus in a lot of ways is how events kind of can unfold in the world and how the stories are generated, or how some stories are generated in that sense. So, yeah. And it's not to say that Song of Six is a bad game or anything like that. It's just every game has its own kind of perk as to what makes it good. And let me go ahead and put a wall here. I could say the same with, what was that other game that was mentioned here recently that I haven't gotten back to in a long time? Keeper something. What was it? Let me look it up here quickly. Also, freaking Kenshi I need to get back. Yeah, Keeper RL is a game I haven't played in a long time, which has a somewhat similar mechanic, although in a dungeon aspect, where you're building your own kind of evil army and then going out into the world and conquering different areas. Pretty good game, but I just haven't played it in forever. But anyway, what am I being pinged about now, I swear? There we go. How are we doing here? They're slowly getting all the little, like, what's it called? I guess stone tendrils built here so that we can actually connect out to the main exterior wall. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. But yeah, it's kind of funny that I'm still putting this much effort into the throne room, even though it's probably we're probably never going to have our king now, because of how badly we pissed off the dwarves by accident. It's like, I didn't mean to do that, but apparently I did. I just stole a bunch of goods from them, and that's just... it's gonna keep me in their bad books for quite a few years, unfortunately. I was just like, whoops! Did not mean to actually steal all your goods, sir. Complete accident. Please let me give you all of your goods back, but unfortunately... like, destroying the trade depot and taking all of their goods has been a feature for, like, the longest time. But one thing that isn't a feature that I think should become a feature is the ability to be like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Please let me help you, recollect your goods and, give them back to you. Like, I wish that was an option available in case you just screw up by accident, and you want to be like, you know what, oh shit, sorry, I didn't mean that. But unfortunately, not so much. So therefore, once you delete a trade depot by accident, or in my case, one of multiple trade depots, then yeah, bad things happen. But anyway, let's let them run around and do what they need to do. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit because they still have to get a lot of other blocks built. Make sure that nothing is actually suspended here, that they're actually still working on all of that. Good. How's our military doing? The notched seals and the righteous cudgels. Oh boy. How's our oh god, this is going to lag the hell out of us again. To the stocks! Yeah, there's like such a ridiculous level of detail that this game keeps track of. And especially considering how old this game honestly is. It's been basically, what, in development for 20 years? It's just, how could anyone ever compete with that level of detail? But anyway, ooh, we actually have a lot of, holy... Damn, we produced a lot of armor apparently. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It includes, like, regular silk shirts and stuff as armor, even though that's not really... I mean, it's kind of armor, but I wouldn't really classify it entirely. It's better than nothing, but I kind of feel like there should almost be a slight distinction in the game between clothing and armor. Like, clothing shouldn't really provide that much protection. Like, a cloak or a robe obviously is... that's a tough thing too, because yeah, the robe would be like the one clothing item I would designate as a piece of armor, because you can make them out of leather. They're very, very, very useful for deflecting attacks and helping to keep your dwarves kind of safe. But still, unfortunately, the FPS is still capped at around 30. Ugh. Curses! What happened to you? Why are you pissed? Oh, Perfect is super pissed. Why are you pissed? What's going on with you? Where did you go? Why are you upset right now? Hmm. So you're not wounded, it's just that... Didn't feel anything after being able to pray for too long. Lonely after being from the family for too long. Unable to pray for too long. Blissful, remembering sleeping in a very good bedroom. Wonder, remembering communicating with Roval in a dedicated temple. So the issue seems to be that for whatever reason... And this is something that, again, I feel like RimWorld does better than Dwarf Fortress in a way that my dwarves are getting upset because they don't have enough social time, basically, to go pray. Because they're constantly either locked into doing their job, or they're constantly locked into just kind of, you know, being... what's the word? I don't even know if that's a job I can enable. No. There's no, like, relaxation time or anything like that that I can enable that will allow them to just basically go and do whatever they want. So I can't tell them, hey, work for 8 hours, then go do whatever. No, it's just work, 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 work. I could maybe specifically, like, disable all of their jobs so that they're only idle, and then they would go and do, you know, all the worshipping and such that they want to do, but I kind of wish they would just take the time when they feel like it to go and do that. Sometimes they seem to, but for whatever reason, they're choosing not to right now. Okay, somebody pull that lever, get the Atom Smasher back up. Hurry up. Get over here, damn it. Started raining. Another animal got taken care of. Hey, Funa, how's it going? Yes, the great upside down pharaoh. It's actually getting pretty darn close to finishing too. I am really hoping to. Well, I was kind of hoping to wrap it up today, but I honestly don't think that we'll be able to because of the the FPS basically being locked at 30 at this point, we just don't have enough to kind of speed things along at this point. But we're approaching, like, if I wasn't producing, like, digging out this many materials, producing this many blocks, it's like, because of the kind of fortress this is literally like the definition of a lag fortress is what this kind of amounts to a point. Where did you shove the Baron and or something in this period? He's running around. We have the mayor Baron, the mayor who became Baron, who keeps getting reelected as mayor. We also have another Baron who was a Baron of a different city-state, basically, which somehow became, because his relative died, he became the Baron of our, the Baron of that city in our fortress. Why is the Atom Smasher not going up? What's going on here? There we go. Let's go ahead and get all this dumped. Dump all the refuse. Yeah, it's like, why are you not functioning? What is going on here? What the hell? Anyway, I digress. Let's scroll on up and see how they're doing with getting this all connected. They're getting there. They're definitely getting there. Okay, good. Now I can finally kind of start flooring in all the individual sections here to speed up this whole process. Because we have 500 blocks to play with right now. It's just a matter of them needing to actually build all of those blocks and haul them around. That's kind of taking forever right now. But we're doing pretty good. Like, I would say, probably at least 50 to 60% done. The last floor of this structure, at the very least. Because the only thing, like, majorly that needs to be done after we get the outer wall completed is to kind of roof it in. Because for the most part, the rest of it's already good to go. There we go. And you know what? Let me actually get the main stretch of this completely done. And we're going to do that with the siltstone. And that just used up a massive chunk of our siltstone right there. Bauxite there. I'm going to use a mix of bauxite and siltstone for this one. And let's go ahead and remove all the ones that we don't actually want them to build. Perfect. Obviously, we still have to fill in all the rest of these too. Let me actually get in all the, get all the doors here filled in. So we're making really good progress on this too. We might actually be able to finish this today. Unfortunately, I have to run out the door even faster than usual today, which is also why I basically never even bothered to have lunch, because I was too busy kind of getting 2 videos uploaded and then hopping on this immediately, that I didn't even have the chance to grab anything to eat. So I was like, screw it. Let's get this done, and then we can cross that other bridge when we come to it. Alright, excellent. Yes, the #1 destroyer of all fortresses, lag. But yeah, what are we up to now at this point? You know what? No, I'm gonna wait. Because we should be close to... We should be almost past 19,000 blocks at this point. You know what? Let's take a look. Brace for lag! Brace for lag! We got the spinning wheel of death now. Yep. We're at 19,351 blocks. God, this thing is a beast. I really just can't wait. Let me actually take a look here again. Every day I always look at this to see if there's any updates on DF hack. Let me check the GitHub here. Yeah, obviously that's not the Steam version. Got 21 different pull requests. Adjust LUA widgets to new input scheme. So they're definitely working on it. They're doing. It looks like they're getting a lot done. Adds on unit action events. Yada yada yada. So yeah, they're definitely working at it. Let me check on. Let's see if I got one for a dwarf therapist. See what their GitHub is saying right now for their releases. 41.2.4, so their latest one, which is still for 47.5, so they have not, as of yet, got a version up and running for the Steam version yet. Let me actually check the workshop, though, because they might directly just launch it in the workshop itself. Dark Ages of Mythos, most recent, let's go by. That's usually the quickest way to find out. Additional races. I could probably do by most popular as well, specific decorations. Obviously, Dark Ages 5 is currently the highest rated and downloaded item, which is good. Combat log I really do want to pick up, as well as like detailed landscapes and a couple other things. So there's a few that have been added that I really do want to kind of burn remains is a big one as well. So you can actually burn all of the rotten items rather than having to atom smash them. So there's a couple of actual like decent mods that have been added to the workshop that I do want to pick up when I get the chance. But right now we're kind of just going with what we have. 173 blocks. Oh, a forgotten beast, Caslol Mithrupa, has come, an enormous quadrupod composed of tube agate. Okay. Has wings, appears to be emaciated, but where its poisonous sting. And where is it located? Oh good, it's located in the layer I don't care about. Fantastic. Have fun down there. Have fun slaughtering all of the lovely creatures down there that I also don't care about because you are sealed away in an area that you cannot reach me. Enjoy! They're still slowly moving all of these items to the Atom Smasher. It's fighting a Gorlak. What is a Gorlak, actually? Gorlak, I must withdraw! Oh, wow, look at that thing. Just look at that horrible thing. Do I still have it in my list? It probably died, but let me see if I can find it. Because I'm kind of curious about what a Gorlak is. Because apparently it also talks. And there's a troll around as well. Oh yeah, he's pretty hurt too. 41 years old. Description. A small round humanoid found wandering the caves deep underground. Most of its body is taken up by a huge tusked mouth. Average in size. Skin is goldenrod. Eyes are red. It'd be interesting if you could actually, like, communicate with a lot of those races as well. Like, right now, the biggest thing that we're fighting is the amphibian race, but it would be interesting if we could actively, like, engage in diplomacy with them, potentially, or at least some form of communication to maybe even get some trade. Because I'd be interested in seeing the kind of things that, like, for example, wood items piss off the elves. What What if overfishing is what, pisses off the amphibian people? And you never want to trade them anything made out of like mussels or shells or something like that, or fish. Would be interesting. Don't know if that's, a thing or not, but still. Alright, let's go zoom on up top here. So because we are getting really damn close to finishing this. I really should also get these, because these are ready to go here too. So let's go furniture, beds. Use the closest material. It's funny how these bed chambers are not even remotely like symmetrical at all anymore. They're just kind of scattered everywhere. Can you make that? You can't actually plant. Unfortunately, you cannot plant trees as of yet in the game. Trees will automatically kind of grow over time if I just kind of scroll around the map. Because when I first spawned into this area, like, these trees did not exist. They came into existence over the time. So, essentially, over time, if you look around on the ground, you'll find things like this sapling right here. Obviously, it's dead. But here's a young one right here, a young Sugaro tree. There's a highwood sapling here. So all these little saplings you see scattered around the map, as the years progress, will grow into more and more trees. So that's kind of just done as is. It's not really anything that I went out of my way to plant. That's just kind of how the game does its thing. Okay, furniture. Cabinets. There you go. Yes. Which is why, when I first embarked here, we only had a couple of trees actually available for us to make use of. And then it kind of exploded a little bit, and that's weird. Why couldn't we build that there? Whatever. I'm sure I'll figure that out later. And oh yeah, we'll go ahead and... Probably because maybe I misclicked and it didn't count it. That seems to be what the reasoning likely was. Furniture. Cancel these ones right here. Build. Military. Armor stand. Weapon rack. Actually, we don't have any. Fantastic. And we're out of those too. Alright, eventually we'll get some. Eventually we'll get some more. Must be inside. I see they haven't built that yet. They're working on it, though. I mean, this was a big ask. This was definitely a big ask to get them to floor in this whole thing in anything resembling a short amount of time, so I'm not surprised. Let's go ahead and get rid of this here as well now. Okay, let's get some doors in place. Build floor. Excellent. And then eventually, once all this is done, I could even just seal this off by building another wall around it. And then the entire roof has been closed off, and we're not going to have an entrance up there for any flying critters to kind of make their way in, because a door will still not necessarily stop anything from kicking its way into your fortress. Zoom, please. Thank you. Alright. Beautiful. Want to get another major corridor going down the center here, but we'll see how that goes shortly, and pardon me for a hot second. And oh boy, it looks like one of our dwarves got into a Fey mood. He has claimed a mechanics workshop. Interesting. Which probably means he's going to make a traction bench. More than likely. Yeah, this will be fine. I need to create an entrance around here somewhere, though, as well. We'll do it here. That'll be good. Alright. Let's also floor in these sections here that I apparently missed. Okay. Pardon me. Huh. We can get that floored in. Oh, no, floored in, but walled in. Cough. Good. Resume. Baron has ended a mandate. Forgotten Beast is fighting a Crundle. Looks like we need some bauxite. There's an agitated buzzard that's currently causing issues. Well, looks like he has what he needs. Wait, is it a child again? King Snake is fighting the War Dog. Yeah. No, you're 50. You just have the red shirt of a child. I know they are planning on making, like, actual proper, like, kid sprites, so we'll see how that goes when they eventually kind of come out with that. I'm really curious as to what he's making at a mechanics workshop. I'm still assuming it's got to be a traction bench. Gotta be. On the fence about buying... Welcome, by the way, Eclipse. I've heard the learning curve was more like learning a mountain, per se. Found it difficult to learn everything. Well, I'm in a unique position in a way because I've been playing this game since, like, 2012. I have, like, what, probably a dozen different seasons or series crammed away, hundreds of videos, all dedicated to Dwarf Fortress. But honestly, I feel like they have made the game far, far more approachable with a lot of its UI elements and the mechanics around it. So there is still a steep kind of like, well, not a steep learning curve, but there is a lot of depth to kind of get into and figure out as you get into the game. But the initial aspect of just digging into a mountain, getting a farm going, getting basic survival stuff going is pretty simple enough that you can get into the game fairly easily. And then kind of dive more into the details of things later on. I actually did also just put up, literally about an hour ago, a quick little tips and tricks video on some of the basics that will help to kind of, you know, keep your fortress going in the beginning. Yes, there are tutorials. There's a built-in tutorial now in the game that you can enable for your first fortress that kind of brings you through some of the, you know, basic aspects. But the main thing is, on the very bottom of the screen here, you have, obviously, your kind of main orders that you can give, your digging orders, your chopping down tree orders, your gathering of plants orders, any kind of smoothing, engraving, or whatever, carving fortifications into your wall orders. You've got all your different buildings under one thing, your erasing tool to make sure that you can, cancel any designations you make. You got your stockpiles, a couple of different zones to specify bedrooms and so on and so forth. Because honestly, the rest of this, you don't even have to worry about. These are like the only things that, like designation-wise, you really need to worry about. Burrows, hauling routes, traffic areas, dumping and forbidding. You really don't need to worry about any of that at all, if you don't want to. But the main thing is, the main concept's quite simple. Just literally dig a stairway down into the ground, designate a mine, and go ahead and build yourself some rooms, like just quick little rooms. Put some beds in it. Create a bunch of different workshops from the Build and Workshops tab. Get like one of everything. The ones that are colored blue are sub-workshops. That'll open up additional furnaces, farming, and clothing items. So generally, you just kind of build one of everything, obviously. They simplified extremely how jobs are done, because it used to be that, and again, this is where the learning curve of Dwarf Fortress comes from, and why tools like Dwarf Therapist, which allows you to, outside of the game, kind of edit your dwarves' jobs, became basically a staple of being able to play the game at all. Because otherwise you would have to previously click on a dwarf, go to their labor tab basically, and then individually select what jobs they were able to do or not do. Now instead we create in the little menu down here a specific, and some of these are already made by default, such as miners, woodcutters, hunters, and so on. Now we create work details, and we can assign these work details to whichever dwarves we want, and even lock them in saying, hey, these are the only jobs that you can do. The jobs I've told you to do are the only jobs you can actively do. Otherwise, anyone will do generally anything. Give or take. But, as you can see, I've obviously created a lot of my own work details, just because I love customizing my own little, bits and bobs to it. But it's not too difficult. It's like you can literally just go add new work details, say, I only want a guy that just does hunting. Yeah, let's just say, well, actually, hunting isn't even on here for some weird reason. But, or just healthcare. And then I can set that up and assign it to whoever I want to only do healthcare. So you can create whichever job orders you want, and then just assign it to them, and bam, they'll go off and do their own thing. But the tutorial is, pretty decent. It does miss a few things. Oh yeah, there's so much intricacy. Like, Worm Online as example. Yeah, no, that's not it. I mean, the game is complex in a simulation aspect. Yeah, it is a very good game. But the game is complex in a simulation aspect to the point where, like, each dwarf's individual teeth are being tracked and simulated in part of the game. So you can have, like, his front left molar get knocked out in a fist fight or something. So, like, those small elements are being kind of tracked in the game. Likewise, if I go to this character right here, I can see he has an extensive personality. He has very good intuition, very good focus. We can see a description of the dwarf. We can see his needs, what his preferences are, like the things that he likes. Again, we can see his health. We can see his relations. We can look into military histories and his thoughts that he's been having. What has made him feel angry or happy, and so on. We can go into details, like, for example, with my military here, I have them basically working on a quote-unquote gym. So 1 month I have my military training, where they're actually working on their weapon skills and slowly, training up their weapon skills. And then on the off months when they're not training, they're actually only set to work on these screw pumps, which just raises their strength up as they're kind of working this machinery. This guy is an example of that, where his only job is to sit here and work this pump. So if I go to his health and description, he is now incredibly tough, indefatigable, very agile, and strong. So my combat dwarves will raise their basic like strength, stamina, and other attributes by either mining works for this. The screw pumps is a very good system for doing that, and so on and so forth. And the number one thing that I always say, and it's also part of my little tips and tricks video that I threw up there, the very first thing you want to do when you go to a fort, because obviously you need to grow plants, you need to produce plump helmets being like the main premium, you know, like staple crop that you want to make that produces, you can use to make food or basically drinks, which they need to kind of get through their day in the lovely farm plots right here. With plump helmets, they are designated in the actual like labor menu here under kitchen. They are automatically, and when you first start a embark, they are automatically turned on to cook and to brew. However, if you cook plump helmets, you do not get plump helmet seeds from the plants you've grown. It's only when you brew them or eat them raw that you get seeds from it. So when you first get into a fortress, you want to make sure to disable this so that they do not cook the plump helmets when they come up. Or after your first year, or well, your first couple of months really, you'll find that all of your seeds have been used up, all of the plants have been used up, and you no longer have any seeds, and you gotta wait for the next caravan to come in order to get more. Which is always mildly inconvenient. Ooh, how's he doing here actually? And one of the interesting things as well that can happen is periodically your dwarves will be struck by either a mood of some kind, usually a fey mood, where they will get inspired to build a unique artifact, or they could also be possessed and create a unique artifact. If they fail to create this artifact, they basically go crazy. They go stark raving mad, they're running around naked until they die. But if they succeed under a fey mood, they gain legendary skill in whatever, you know, it is they produced. For the most part, you'll get legendary stoneworkers or legendary woodcrafters or something like that. And then they're producing a, what is he imposed a ban on? Let me check my noble here. Bolts, of course. Bolts and enormous corkscrews are currently banned for export. So if I go to my objects here and my... Wait, what the heck? Yeah, here we go. It's literally just an objects under artifacts. So these are all of the artifacts that my dwarves have currently created. They've created a control partners, a bed, they create a crown, an amulet, and I can actually take a look at some of these as well. Like and this is, again, this is where the level of detail in this game kind of comes from and goes just crazy. My bed, for example, control partners, if I go to it, it's a high wood bed, all craftsmanship of the highest quality. On the item is an image of Beyond the Stars, which is another artifact, the tin glaze bound codex in high wood. So if I go to the actual map of the world here, let's go ahead and center on my fort, which is way up here. So in the bottom right corner of the map, the opposite end of the world, is where that other artifact that's engraved on my bed exists. If I go to the artifact list here, and I already know it's one of the first artifacts that was ever created, so I can scroll down to the bottom here, and here it is, Beyond the Stars. The tin glazed bound codex written portion consists of a 34-page manual entitled Beyond the Stars, authored by Saba Imariv. It concerns the creation of star charts, writing overflows with sadness. Overall, the prose is amateurish at best. Unfortunately, because this island is not connected to the mainland, I cannot send any of my dwarves to retrieve this artifact. Otherwise, I could very potentially be like, hey, I want the artifact that one of my dwarves was inspired to carve into his own artifact, and I want both of these artifacts in my fortress. So I could easily select one of these, like I could over here, like say this one right here, and say, hey, I want you guys to go try to recover this artifact. They'll try to like buy it, but if that doesn't work out, they will negotiate for it basically, and if that doesn't work out, they will basically use force. Unfortunately, I cannot sail. There are no boats in the game as far as I know. You could technically go through the underground to get there, but which you could do in adventure mode, which is still kind of on the, coming in the future, but at this point in time, you can't. And that's assuming that the island was actually connected to the underground, which it should be. But, yeah. Use the force, yes. I will part the seas and glide along. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I know. Maximum force enabled. Are they building this? And, like, this is the opposite end of any kind of fortress that you're going to be building, like, to begin with. Like, typically you're going to be digging into the ground to build any kind of fortress. With me, this entire, like, massive structure is built on the outside. Like, this is just a ridiculous inverted pyramid super fort. So, yeah. This is, like, the high end of something that you'd be building in this game to begin with. Like, in the early addles of the game, per se. Yeah, like, what are we up to now here? I don't think... I still have to designate more. But, we are up to... Again, brace for lag as I go into the stocks here. So yes, we're almost up to 20,000 blocks. We're at 19,608 blocks that have been produced and put into this. Looks like we have 900 that we haven't placed yet, but still, almost 20. Yeah, there is actually a 3D viewer that is available for previous versions, but it is not currently available in this version. Basically because they transitioned from the previous version of Dwarf Fortress to the Steam version, a lot of the old, like, mods and utilities just are not compatible yet. They're being worked on, DF Hack being the main, like, primary important one that unlocks a lot of features and abilities for different tools like Armok Vision to work. Yeah, no, we're up to 19,608 blocks. Siltstone alone, we have 14,491 blocks. So, yeah. Like, here, I can actually even show this off. Let me, give me a hot second here. Let me go ahead and load up, another version of Dwarf Fortress here quickly. Let's go Utilities. We're going to launch Armok Vision, which obviously isn't going to be able to launch anything yet because we're loading... launch Dwarf Fortress. We're running Dwarf Fortress within Dwarf Fortress. But yes, no. Let me continue playing my old file here quickly. So this was the game I was playing before the Steam release. And let me retry there. There we go. It's loading all the files. Let me go ahead and get another capture here for Armok Vision up and running. Okay, looks like I might have to shrink that down a little bit. And this will give you kind of a preview of what tools will eventually be available for the game once it kind of is allowed. Whoops. And unfortunately, Windows Cap apparently does not want to cap this properly, as it is showing a static image when it is not a static image. So let me give this a try here and see if this can pull it up properly. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can. What was it? I think it was greater than and lesser than keys or something to go up the different layers. Hotkeys. And zoom out a bit into the world. Yeah, we're definitely in the lower layers. I'm trying to remember. You can see all the actual dwarves in 3D here kind of hanging out, doing their own things. But how do I get up through the layer? That's what I'm like trying to remember here. Oh yeah, Q and E. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's get up to the actual like surface level here. So this was actually a fort that I reclaimed, which is why it has a giant structure. So you could imagine, once this goes live on this version, I'll be able to take a look at my fortress like this, which is going to be freaking awesome. I absolutely cannot wait to see my fortress like this. Also, there's apparently whatever the hell that is. I'm assuming it's a bird of some kind, but anyway. So let me go ahead and go down through the layers. So we can see that this gets opened up here now. There's all the different animals that we have kind of in this fortress. Apparently doing horrible things. They're kind of turning into, like, what's the word? Abominations, considering they're kind of all mismatching on the same tile, but whatever. We can move down to the main kind of section itself here. Let's continue going down. I believe there was there not a ramp or something here? Oh, yeah, no, it's because I blocked this off in order to force them to use a different entrance that I had. Where was that entrance? I think it was over here somewhere. Oh, it was over here. Okay. So, yes. So, this was the entryway that I built. And again, this is a prototype of the same waterfall system that I'm using in the current version, where you can see we had the floor grates here to kind of focus all of the water from the upper cistern into the lower cistern. I can go down the different layers here. And the interesting thing is I can actively play the game from this. So I can just literally play the game on this. Like if I go designations, mine, I can actually designate out like mining through this rather than through the game itself. So that's another cool aspect of Armok Vision here, where you can actively play in Armok Vision if that is what you want. I mean, obviously it doesn't really look that great for a 3D game. Well, quote-unquote 3D game in that sense, considering it's just simulating that. But regardless, where's the actual tunnel that leads into the fort here? There's an actual, like, it's weird, it doesn't even show the gear assembly, but whatever. And then, of course, we can go into the actual fortress itself and all the very... Actually, this is just a little bridge that goes over this kind of cavern here. And again, we can follow the ramp that goes deeper into the fortress, where we get into the actual area here with all the various rooms scattered everywhere, bedrooms, and so on and so forth. So eventually this mod will come to the Steam version, and we will be able to actively look into this. There is also not Stone Sense. There was a different ISO version of this as well. Let me actually close that one now. What else do I have here? Yeah, there's ISO World. That's for making a isometric map for seeing DF in a detailed view in adventure mode. So not really a 3D one for that. Let's see here. There's Quick Fort, Picture Fort. Makes Quick Fort blueprints from images, which can be much easier. Perfect world, so you can generate exactly the kind of world you want, and so on and so forth. So yeah, let me go ahead and close that though now. There we go, and we get back to the actual game here. Resume. I probably could have had this running while we were doing that. Yeah, definitely some nostalgia feels to that. But it's great seeing that. Like, I literally just can't wait to see this fortress in that. Even if it's not perfect, you know? I just want to be able to see this fortress in 3D. Alright, let me close the other version of Dwarf Fortress. And we should be good now. God, it's so weird being in that kind of like vision, and then being able to actually, you know, hop back to 2D again is like, whoa. Ah, he's begun his mysterious construction finally. Yay! Good. He won't go crazy then. But the interesting aspect too is that you can run both of these at the same time. So if you have two monitors, you can literally be using Armok Vision on one side and then be watching this on the other. Well, I should say 2+ monitors, because some people are crazy and have like 6 monitors. Cough, cough, Brad, cough, cough. Even though it's not really 6, still I'm going to say that just because, you know, haha. How are we doing? So it's not that they suspended a lot of this, they just haven't actually gotten around to constructing it yet. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and get the rest of the walls in here kind of done. 1, 2, 3. Siltstone. Ah, I see. I see. I see. I see indeed. Guess we're going to have to wait for them to be able to connect that back up then. Okay. Let me do this then. And we will just cancel the ones that I don't actually... Oh, he created a rush bomb wreck. Lems... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. A gypsum mechanism offers it to the Tomb of Gladness. So it was just a mechanism, not a traction bench that he created, which is a shame. Because I would have liked to have the traction bench, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at it. And its actual name. Or non-dwarven name, per se. Handle Whipped the Round Hope is what it's called. Also, I like how that shirt that he created is called Dot Castle, the Bank of Warmth. That's great. All of craft store ships of the highest quality is encrusted with rectangular gypsum capricons, encircled with bands of rectangular gypsum capricons, and T-wood. It menaces with spikes of gypsum and bauxite. It's actually a very valuable mechanism indeed. Want my own battle station in the future with 2x3 grid for monitor? I would love to have like one of those widescreen monitors, but I don't have anywhere near the kind of money to blow on something like that. So yeah, no thank you. Looks like they ended a mandate. Good for him. If only I had that much disposable income right now, but yes, no. Unfortunately, no. I really would hope that they would come build all of this, because I would like to get this going. Because we're so close to having this finished off, darn it. Wait, did I not? I could have swore I just ordered them to fill this, and they canceled it somehow. In some way. For some reason. Go ahead and build that up. Had children create unique items and artifacts a lot, like a 1-year-old child made a bone pickaxe worth 13k. Damn. Actually, my noble is slacking right now. He needs to be going highest precision. Logum Tanastesh. Where are you? You're a great organizer. You're only an adequate... Why are you an adequate record keeper? No wonder we never know the value of our items. Alright, I'm replacing you then. This guy's a skilled record keeper. Azab... the Glazer. Alright, let's give him a new noble's quarters then. Get a chair. There we go. Hey, child, welcome, mate. I have a legendary woodcrafter child that made a toy mini forge or something, and it's now playing with it. Yeah, because a lot of the times they'll claim it as a family heirloom. And that's what happens. Yeah, there's so much, like, there's so many stories that you get from just artifact creation. Moods on children are weird, yep. There's just so many, like, ridiculous things that happens. Or that happen. Happens, apparently. God, my English sometimes. Caramba. Alright, let's create multiple bedrooms. Multi-room. Whoops. Why were these rejected? Done. Weird. Anyway, let me go ahead and actually edit this one, though. But I'll add him to this. Azob the bookkeeper. Let's edit it quickly. We're going to erase a small section of it here. Okay, this is going to be his office. Wait, what? Undo that. Cancel the multi. Paint, please. Thank you. Remove the erase. Because the chair is the office. Assign to him. And then the dining hall, which is the table, which is the weird thing that they don't need a chair. But whatever. Alright, he's good to go. So hopefully he'll actually keep better records now. We'll see. Broker actually determines the value, right? The record keeper just flies the numbers of items. Yeah, basically. But, so I guess maybe our broker kind of sucks right now. Let's see if we can replace him. Which is Nuka Citrus. No, he's basically the number one still. The issue, I think, has to do with his appraising. He's only a proficient appraiser. He needs to increase his appraising. And I can't remember for the life of me how to farm that, so I'm just gonna, you know, let him be. Oh, good. They finally have access to this area, apparently. Alright. And that'll be the door here. So again, 1, 2, 3, plus the wall, and 1, 2, 3. And then finally, this one's just going to extend further here. As we need it to... And actually, it's actually pretty perfect here. Oh, wow, it's actually, like, spot on for this. Nice. Alright, let's do the same here, then. Only problem is going to be getting the right depth to it. So what do we have from here? So let's assume the statue is where I need to build that. So I think I might have to off-center it by 1. So we'll include that's a 1. Plus this, that'd be 11. Okay. So 12, and then... We'll just say it up to... We'll just include the wall there. Oops. Yeah, we'll include the wall as a piece of that as well. So it'll be 10. Whoa. Looks like we switched over to new season. Please wait. Oh boy. It's definitely starting to struggle a little bit. So if I go here, how much is that? That's 9. So it's going to be off one or the other. So I think actually if I go to here, that might be... Because that wasn't including this either. Yeah, so that's not including that. So yeah, no, we need to go down to like this section right here. Okay. At least now I know. Let's go ahead and get that kind of floored into here. Hopefully they'll actually get this whole section done as well. Cancel you. The wall. Wait, did I floor this bit in? No, I did not. Of course not. Ah. Oh, wait, no, I think that's proper. Never mind. I did good. I actually did good. Never mind. Ignore me. So yeah, the wall's going to go here. The actual entryway will go across here. And that should somewhat balance the two sides out perfectly. And then we'll just have to see how... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Entrance. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Entrance. Let me do this here just so I can mark this properly. Wall. Entrance. Wall. Entrance. Wall. So it's better to do this way then. Okay. Well, I canceled this anyway, so whatever. You know what? I'll do it temporarily. I'll allow this to be built temporarily, even though I'm going to have to remove that later one way or the other. How are we doing on the flooring here? Which is probably the majority of what's slowing them down to building the rest of this stuff right now. Because dwarves are weird in that they always prioritize, like, the newer task to the old task. We have more than enough. We're drowning in food and drink. We have so much of each that we never need to worry. Oh, what are you mandating the construction of? What do you want? Enormous corkscrew? No, you want a bracelet. Okay. We can do that quickly. Let's go ahead and make a bone bracelet. Priority task. Get her done. Created a bunch of bolts. Masterwork bolts at that. We have no bauxite. That's what they keep complaining about. Well, let's mine this then, because that's all bauxite. Likewise, this whole section here is also bauxite. Perfect. Let's enable the waterfall system. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Engage the waterfall! Pump stack kicked in. Floodgates have opened. The waterfall commences. Remembering, perform the rites of the Doctor Negates to a dedicated temple, indeed. Didn't feel anything after a bath. Surprising. Usually they like having a bath. Relieved being near a waterfall. I was close to a waterfall. I am so relieved. Doesn't feel anything after seeing the amphibian woman's... Yes, all of the different bodies from the amphibian people that kind of were scattering all over the place. Let's keep dumping all of the refuse here into the atom smasher. We don't need that junk. Rock coffer. You know, it's actually been on a little bit now since we've had a Titan show up. I'm kind of wondering when our next Titan will show up. Because I want to add him to my zoo here. My little cage. Actually, maybe that's what I'll end up doing. Maybe, depending on how things go, I might create a zoo on the top floor here. Like the bottom right corner here, I might just reserve that section for a zoo. Which will be lovely for any of the horrifying creatures that we've captured. Oh great, more puppies. It's a shame that, yeah, it's really nice of Armok Vision actually resignate. Apparently I can't talk anymore. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day. It's a shame that it can't recognize the Steam version. Oh, Leather Worker is currently fighting a buzzard. Where are you fighting this buzzard? How did it get in here? Oh, that's how it got in here. It flew in. I mean, there is a reason why I'm trying to complete this floor as soon as possible. And it is a very good reason. Oops. And now I left a gap in the floor. Oh well. I'll fix that later. Let's go ahead and get this all floored. Actually, let me just mass floor this part in. And then again, I'll pause this for a hot second though. And we'll go through and remove all the areas where we don't actually really want the floor, like the center here. But that's much faster than individually designating like each location. And if it tries to disassemble any section of the floor, I can just tell it to stop. Good. Oh, nope, missed a spot. Beautiful. And that was actually supposed to connect up here. Good. Let's do the same here as well. That's going to be the center of that anyway, so... And again, I designated the center. I swear. Cancel. Let's let it run while we do this now. They're not going to get to this anytime soon, regardless. Excellent. Make sure I get the rest of these undesignated. Good. Perfect. We should be golden with that. And then we'll also remove any of the designations down the center here, as we are going to be walling that in. I don't think it'll... Yep, it won't let me do that right now because we don't technically have access to that area as of yet. And likewise, let's go ahead and wall this guy in. And then all the way up to here. Awesome. Ever so slowly, we're getting there. Almost to the end. But yeah, in which case I might just leave this kind of, well, a large section of this corner. Once the each of these two sides kind of somewhat meet, I'll leave this last little bit open so I can turn that into the zoo. Good, they haven't canceled anything else of import, so we should be good to go in a lot of ways. We also get this kind of... Oops. I keep trying to build floor grates by accident. Build that out of bauxite, and we'll build this out of siltstone. Nice. Still have to obviously floor in a lot of the other like temple / guild hall rooms as well. But at the very least, we're getting to, you know, a pretty good bit of the end of this, per se. Good. Excellent. Yeah, let's go ahead and floor these into. Well, actually, no, that's going to be a wall. We'll floor in this one. Yeah, so they connected this up already here. Good. At least somewhat, I should say. They should be able to actually actively reach this now, so it should allow me to build this. Good. So let's see here. So 3 plus 1 and 1, 2, 3. Then there's the wall. We got 3 plus 1 and the 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. Wall there. Hmm. That wall's still going to be right here. Hmm. So one way or the other, this is going to be off. I mean, we already kind of knew it was off center one way or the other, but still. Hmm. That being the case, how can we center you to this, my friend? Good question. We're going to have to reduce this by 2 is what's going to have to happen. So this is just going to be one small little temple then. And then we'll continue the same pattern. Let's see how that works. Okay, there's the wall. Then that wall goes... Yeah, perfect. Okay. Obviously, we'll suspend these for now so they can walk through that. The actual flooring was going to go through here. That should do it. No, yeah, obviously. Don't have access to that area quite yet, but at the very least, I have the general idea of how this is supposed to kind of kind of be planned out for this area, and we should be good with that. Anyway, I think I'll do a little bit of an extra, because I do need to go here sometime soon, but not quite yet. And actually, we could... So what I could do... is include this. It won't work for this far guy, but it'll work down here. Probably won't. Oh, it actually did let me designate that. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, I'm fine with that. So yeah. The corridor will still stretch along here, but unlike this one right here, we're actually making use of this space. Rather than just leaving it as a kind of an empty corridor all the way to the end. Nice. This is looking good here. Let's go ahead and build... Ah, yes, of course. Not currently inside yet. Like, trying to see if I can find a masterwork one. That'll have to do. Put the lovely camel in the background here. These have mostly been patched as well. Use closest material. I don't particularly care which beds you use. These ones are obviously not inside yet. Build furniture. Let's get some cabinets. Leave that one undesignated since we don't want to kind of cluster this area here that they're using to access. Furniture, let's get a chest. Let's see if we got some more. Nope. Did I not produce... I could have swore I produced a job specifically for that. Guess I didn't. Okay. Let's create a couple work orders here. I'm going to say, you know what, just make like 30 of them. 30 rock armor stands, 30 rock weapon racks. Because this, the quarters on either side of this are for the, essentially, elite guard. And actually, one thing I could do to make this room look less crap... What if I go like this? Except one more over. Except I actually do want to designate the material, please. Let's see. Actually, you know what? No. Let's use bauxite for that. This will actually be their training room. Which means as well I can cancel these. So we will soon have floors there. There we go. Let's go siltstone. Boom, done. And that'll make this room look a little bit like the throne room area kind of deal. Look a little less awkward. Still awkward, but just slightly less awkward. Actually, let's go like this, too. Let's see if I can get some shale tables here. Something, you know, a different, different color. Which one should we use? So let me go in here first. Rock table. I only need 4. Because the center is already made out of jet. And we already have red, so let's get... Should we go for white or... No, let's go with microline. And we'll up the priority of that. Up the list here so they can get that done ASAP. There we go. So once they produce that, I'll put those in these kind of 4 corners here, and then I'll surround the whole thing by just chairs. And I don't particularly care which chairs. And this is basically like the quote-unquote king's dining hall to a point. Again, we'll probably never get a king because we done pissed off our dwarven friends. Cough, cough, cough. Oh, have you mandated construction on something again? Yes, you want enormous giant corkscrew. Enormous giant corkscrew, apparently, it's called. Rather than just enormous corkscrews. I swear. Got some minor flooding going on in the tunnels there, so let me shut that here quickly. One wood enormous corkscrew, please, thank you. And make it pronto. There we go, it took a while for that to shut. So a little bit of water was... Oh god, oh god. I was not paying attention. This got a little bit higher than it needed to be. So you trapped there now? No, he's drinking right now, I see. It kind of got where I wanted it to be, but at the same time, having that little 4 tile is not the greatest, so I need to remove that. So what I think I'm going to do is... let's just get rid of the bridge temporarily. Unless, wait, hold on a second, cancel that. Can I channel just from here? See if they can do that. See if anybody has what it takes to risk death to correct this, per se. You know what? Just in case, let me remove this. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to remove it. Is there anybody else trapped in the mines right now that can't get out? That's exactly what's happening. Well, hopefully someone can get down there. Actually, let me do this quickly. Let's quickly dig a little entryway here so that they can get out of there at least, while somebody can get around to kind of disassembling this bridge so we can fix our water issue here. Because we made it a little bit too deep and now they're too afraid to cross it. Let me try this though, actually. Yeah, I just need this bridge destroyed. Once that bridge gets removed, I'll channel down this area right here. I'll rebuild the bridge. And we should be good to go. Although I might need to. You know what? Yeah, let's do that quickly. I need to wall this in now. Do. Eventually, someone will come and remove that. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and designate. Somebody quickly come channel that. That'll hopefully drop the water levels enough that they're not going to avoid this. There we go. Exactly like that. Build. Construction. Bridge. I need you to come up this way. Okay. Build. Go ahead and wall that back up. That's good. That's much better. So now as they're going through this, they'll not only get cleaned, but if I go to their skills, other skills, they should start getting their swimming raised up ever so slowly. Grateful remember performing, satisfied at work. Novice swimmer. Yeah, that should be good. Should. And actually, let me go ahead and do that all over the place as well. Boom. So at least the center tile here is considered a high traffic zone, and they'll speed their way through that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, how are we doing over here? Looks like they're very slowly kind of patching all of the different holes and such here. Patch that one hole that I accidentally made. Have they still not built that? Wow. That's kind of sad. But okay. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Forgotten Beast is fighting. Alright. Inactive construction. Waiting for construction. I think that guy's actively going to build that right now, which is good. Let's take a look here, too, while I'm at it. First things first. Actually... so that we can actually build the edge of the wall, I should say. Cough. Likewise, let's actually cancel this. Okay, so for this one, it is 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay. That wall perfectly kind of meets up there. Let's go ahead and do that. Obviously, we'll suspend that because we don't want to... There we go. Don't want it to interfere here. But if we can actually get this kind of like even on both sides, which would be interesting if that is how that's going to turn out. Let's see here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, the center, and... so I guess oddly enough this is actually going to be the wall. Okay. Three in the center. Finally. Huh. It is perfect. Nice. Cancel this one. Alright, so this whole like area right here will have several little structures built in it, and that'll essentially be for my my zoo. And honestly, it'll just basically be a zoo for me, not for the fortress, because hostile creatures tend to not be the greatest thing for anybody walking by. So yes, we'll see how that goes. Regardless, though, things are going pretty well. Unfortunately, it is about the time for me to leave, as I do have an appointment that must be kept here relatively soon. So let me just go ahead and designate off the last few... what am I saying, the last few? A few last minute things. There we go. Go. Alright, good. So, next time around, we should actually be able to kind of... we should honestly finish the main structure, because we finished a large portion of it. It's just a matter of like flooring in the roof and getting the last little like bits made, and then we're pretty much good to go at that point. So yes, next episode will potentially be the last one for this fortress, and then we can move on to something new and interesting among other things. Regardless though, and why is there a stray 2-hump camel on my roof? You know what? I'm not even going to question it. Not even going to question it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening. And I will see you all next time with some more Dwarf Fortress. Till then, have a great one, everybody.